Today.
Hello again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry.
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I accountant? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Martin's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow, things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the March 23rd edition of the award-winning Kenosha Today Weekly Report. Coming to you live from Studio A, soon to be renamed, here at AM 1050 WLIP. I was trying to explain those call letters to somebody this week, and the word goofy blonde actually didn't ever come to my mind. I don't know why I just shared that with you guys.
You're into my wheelhouse now. Okay. So.
Yeah, your wheelhouse. Our streaming. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute. streaming live and booming across the cool and crisp cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 1.4 million listeners residing here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. In here in our wheelhouse this morning, the fixer, Elmo Schneider, joins us in the Enchanted Kingdom.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone Age family from the town of Bedrock. They're a case right out of his story. Let's ride with the family down the street through the fur, courtesy of Fred's 2 feet. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba-dabba-doo time, a dabba-doo time. We'll have a gay old time. You're used to gay old times, aren't you, Scotty? Okay.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us this morning. It's been another slice of heaven here. That's what we call them in the Enchanted Kingdom here.
I told you we have a blank slate today, so I got to fill it up. Okay, all right.
Well, let me get to that. Also with us, my boyhood hero, our video coordinator, the Buddy Love, joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Hey, what's really troubling is that's about 50 years old, and you boys still remember all the words.
We still watch it.
Oh, yeah. And engineering and board operating the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. Wacky Wayne is here with all my children.
Didn't take long for the wheels to fall off this train.
See, now that he's moved
We've
up.
been here like 3 minutes and
Sparks are flying.
Well, you shouldn't have said. Well, here's the deal. Elmo
here's
had
the deal.
arranged
All right.
for the weather bunnies, the burlesque bunnies, to come in.
I did not arrange anything.
Well, I obviously didn't, but
it
I
was your
misunderstood.
responsibility.
Yeah, I'm a very irresponsible person, so I take full credit. But then, since he walked off the job as my relationship advisor, Dr. Bambi was supposed to be
I thought it was
here.
next week Dr. Bambi's coming in.
Oh. I guess I'm the last to know. We'll see.
next week, the week after, the week after that.
I saw the 5 questions, the topics she was going to bring out.
Yeah.
And why don't you just come out and call me a moron?
Well,
everything was slight of that.
Everything was slighted towards you, huh?
Yeah, so we better go back to the drawing board. And then, of course, you got Elmo here is thinking of moving on with his life because apparently this woman can't stimulate his... What was it? Conversation? Intellectual. Yeah, intellectually. So we can go there if you'd like. This week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge is sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And the Kenosha Today Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word. And the first caller to say that will win a $20 Boathouse gift card. And just to show you what a brilliant award-winning show is, this particular word could go either way. Did I say that right, Elton?
No, it's only one word because
Like
it would be different if it was spelled a different way.
Oh, okay. Well, that's only one word then. That's probably not the word I intended, though.
Probably not. Is it at least spelled correctly?
It is if you call it this, right, Elmo?
Yeah, it's spelled correctly if you want.
If you,
So it's subjective. Okay.
Yeah.
It could be spelled correctly.
It's not left
No.
to interpretation.
It's
So it is spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation, the Lightning Round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category written on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. Who's that? Is that you? Better take some gas bills or something.
No,
He was snoring.
Oh.
Boring,
I'm trying to build up the act. This is the top 10 ways to make Kenosha more exciting. And here you're falling asleep.
I know that.
Oh. Also, during that half hour, we're going to be trying a new twist of Stump the Chumps called Stump the Chumps, get this, back at you. In other words, we are going to ask the questions.
Okay.
Trivia questions.
Uh-oh.
And then we'll see if our listeners are smart, actually smarter than the chumps that sit here. So that way we don't have to clear the phone lines.
Sure.
And it's more for funsies. But if you should say something, we'll maybe come up with a prize or something.
Okay.
Can we do that? Just make it up as we go?
Whatever you want to do. It's your show.
Oh, it's a contest. I don't want to get in trouble with the FCC.
We're
I think
already
you'll
in
be
trouble with
okay.
it.
And then if you're successful, like I said, we'll come up with some kind of a prize, and then you can come in here for yourself. And by the way, I got Jeff and Judy to call, and I have a little more time this week. So
Yeah.
we'll get them up on an upcoming show. And next week is actually April something, isn't it?
Next week is March 30th.
March 30th. Okay.
That's when Dr. Bambi is supposed to come
Okay,
in.
all right.
And then it's the anniversary show. after that.
Anniversary, 23
Oh,
years.
yeah.
And we even have one of our colleagues down at the Amen Corner throwing a anniversary party for us that night.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you guys go. Going all out.
Talk to me on Sunday, on the 7th. And there's even more, our special weekly editorial as the, what?
Okay.
You
As your brackets turn.
As the your brackets
Your
turn.
brackets
Yeah.
turn because of March Madness. Okay?
High five, zingers and doofuses. And once again, Uncle Scotty was shirking his responsibility, so we will allow our listeners to call us anytime during the show and recognize their high five, zinger, and doofuses, 262-694-1050. See, we're just trying to get more involvement.
Sure. That's what it is.
Instead of me putting you to sleep
Community
for 2
involvement?
Community,
Or-
that's
as
us.
opposed to you doing the show prep, we'll have the listener do the work for
Well,
you.
I was busy.
Isn't that pretty much
That's-
what media does now? So they just
I didn't have
just
the time.
tweet us your stuff because we have no
Yeah.
material here whatsoever. That's
Well, one of the big announcements. Oh, it gets even better, folks. For those who might have forgotten, tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can relive the magic here at AM 1050 WLIP and listen to the replay of this show. And then, of course, you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show on Spectrum's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6 p.m., and for your night owls, the ever-popular 2:30 a.m. Saturday replay. And one of the big announcements... Well,
ever popular.
Hey, maybe I should have... I'll come up with something. I got to spice this up a little bit. But it's official, and it'll be in the papers...
you're going back on the front page, huh, Scotty?
No, not me.
Oh, okay.
No, not
Forging Kenosha's future.
Costabile running, or is going to run. Put
Second District Alderman. We've got him.
Really?
in there.
Huh?
Yep.
You've worked him long enough. He's decided to do it, huh?
Well, we promised to take the duct tape off his wrist and hands and let him off the bridge. He showed me his papers that he typed and signed, and he sent them in.
All right.
What's his current occupation?
He's a self-employed musical entertainer.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Sure.
I mean, I think...
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, absolutely not. And I don't know who else is running, but all the applicants had to be in by March 27th, which is Wednesday.
Yep.
And so we'll see.
Cy put his hat
When's
in
the
the
big
ring.
vote? Is it
April 2nd.
second?
Okay.
Same day as
City
the election?
City Council will vote, according to the paper, by secret ballot.
Oh.
And Cy's told me he's going to... I don't know how this is going to work out. He's got
Who's keeping it secret? That's what I want to know. How do they count them if they're secret?
This is true.
This is the city council, Amo. You know what I'm talking about. Well, he's got to be there, and he said he has one clean shirt and a tie.
That's all that matters.
Brush his teeth, comb his hair, and he's just as
He
good.
was
as
not arrested by the feds when they raided the house next to him?
No, although he
Okay.
did come out with his hands up. Says, "Si, we're not here for you."
Better safe than sorry.
That's right. And he's got this. He is a fancy decorator because I saw from the deck of the
The
boathouse.
plywood in his windows?
He's got this
Okay.
fancy window treatment.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Excuse me, it was not plywood. It was, what do they call it? Fiberboard or something like that? It was something...
Keep the muskrats and the skunks out.
Ron would know. What's that stuff they use for sheathing? It's got like the big hunks of wood in it and stuff like that. That's okay.
Press board.
Press board or something.
Well, I
like
think this is.
that. I
so
never go to Menards anymore. so-
whoever the city council elects, this individual will serve out to one more year, and then we'll, assuming whoever that person is, will have to run. You know,
Right,
but
for the actual position.
Position, yep.
Second district entails the like where most of the downtown goes north to Washington Road or somewhere up there.
No,
and
I
then
think it's
west about
45th Street down to about the Kemper Center on the lakefront, but it all goes all the way back to 26th Avenue. You know, out there, so-
Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
Shirley got tired of waiting.
Well, she's,
She hung up just as we picked up. Oh, well. She'll call back.
well, you think?
There's
What do you
good
think the
odds.
odds will be?
Yeah, good ones.
She had to take another toke. So.
Hey, that's what I was going to talk to her about. Here it is. Go ahead.
It's called
Put her through.
Strand.
No, this one comes up as unavailable. I don't trust it.
Okay. Well, here's a poll that supports rises in all age groups for legal marijuana.
There she is. Hold on.
Okay.
She's slipping.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
hey, good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, Albo and everybody.
Hi, Shirley. Oh, I'm number one now. Okay.
Yeah, you got to be number one today.
Where do I fit into all this? You don't even. Hey,
You'll get your turn.
You're just part of the everybody, Scott. Sorry.
Right.
how come you called us and hung up?
Because I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying.
Oh yeah, hang in my every word.
Okay, Princess Politeness.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, where's Jim Solovich?
He's doing the burlesque show.
Yeah.
I got a front row table for that tonight. So 10
Do
o'clock.
you really?
Yes,
oh,
I do.
good for you. Yeah, I thought he was going to. I waited for him last week. He wasn't on, and then I thought you said this week he was going to be on.
Well, I
with
guess
the girls.
He was busy and decided not to.
And
Oh.
I didn't have a number for him, and it was my fault. Blame me. Okay, get over it now, will you?
Get over it. Yeah.
Shirley, this poll support rises in all age groups for legalizing marijuana. This is growing majority of the Americans say marijuana should be legal, underscoring a national shift as more states embrace this for medical or recreational use. And then this was out of London. Smoking strong pot daily raises raises your
You're going to be psychotic.
psychotic.
Yeah, right. I know it.
So this has got to be a big boom for your business.
I know. Boy, I got to get a bigger garage pretty soon.
Yeah. The psychotic
Yeah.
disorders in which people lose touch with reality.
I know.
That's our listening audience.
Listening this morning. Yeah.
Typically triggered by factors including genetics and the environment. But experts say the new study's findings have implications for a jurisdiction legalizing marijuana. Hey, if our guy that we're backing for the second city district alderman, Cy Costable, if he gets there might be a movement to sponsor legalizing marijuana.
Everybody get high with Cy.
That sure beats forging our future.
Yeah.
Forging our future. Okay. Forging ahead in Kenosha. Okay. That's it.
So,
That's funny.
well, you know what? There's some movement, and you might as well sell it, and charge tax on it. You imagine the sales tax that
Yeah,
pot
right.
would generate, and look at the jobs. Forget Foxconn. Foxconn will probably put up all these big things and make it into a big marijuana farm out there.
There you go.
I don't know. This is not,
What? That's got
They probably
possibilities.
make more money, I'm telling you.
Well, sure. Forget the crime and forget the women of the evening that'll flock to Kenosha.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so far I'm not seeing a downside. Just saying. I mean,
Si's going to be up for Alderman of the Year if he gets this.
right?
Yeah, probably.
Wayne, I've been hoarding vinyl copies of Dark Side of the Moon, just waiting for this to happen.
I can imagine.
Okay. So,
All right, Shirley. Well, what else is...
If you see Jim Solovich tonight, tell him that
I
I
will.
said hello.
I will
and
do
I
that.
missed him on your show.
Well...
he better
okay.
got me that good table, because I told him
got
like months ago.
He's got a table of 8, and you going to the 10 o'clock?
Yep, the
That's
last
way,
one.
Way too late for me. I mean, the 7 o'clock would be late for me. So
Hell, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon would be late for you.
I could work with you.
4:30 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got another caller.
Oh, well,
Yes.
have a good week.
Okay, Shirley.
See you,
Thank you, Shirley.
Bye bye.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Hey, good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Well, let's see here. I want to take a stab at that word of the day, see.
Okay, Bubba. What do you think it is?
How about the Koho-rama?
No, you were just a little bit off.
Scotty wouldn't be able to spell that.
Koho-rama.
Koho-rama.
That used to be a big deal back in the late 80s, see, I remember.
Yep.
Know why they closed down Koho-rama, see.
Oh,
Too many people drinking.
Probably a murder.
Okay. No.
well, no. What they did was
Sure. The fights, the drinking, and pounding of aluminum cans. They would have these large mountains of aluminum cans and say, look what we put down today. And the people of Kenosha said, we don't like that.
well.
Say.
You're absolutely right. It started out for many years. It was almost a 10-day event, and then they brought it back, and it was always a good thing. But then, what they apparently tried to do is the only way you make money is to sell beer, and
Yeah.
if you don't bring in the right music, so they brought in a
I
lot
used
of
to go
country.
listen to the big bands, see. I remember they had the big bands down there. I'd go down there and
That's
listen.
right. Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not your beer drinking crowd.
The old slogan of Koho-rama is a bunch of drunks standing around dead fish.
Well, you are a
Kind of sounds like marriage.
yeah. Did you hear that, Bubba? Bunch of drunks standing around.
Today's a glorious day to take a ride on that streetcar line down in the city.
Spectacular.
Hey,
You're not going to find any of those diesel-powered, rubber-wheeled bouncing Betsies roaming around. Those are put away now, see.
well, they're coming out pretty quick. here.
April 1st,
April
they're back
1st.
out. April Fool's Day. What
Oh,
better day
you-
for them to come out? So,
A streetcar line, not a bouncing Betsy. Nobody's going to ride that.
Well, they're not
You know,
exactly.
I had some fabricating done at a steel shop here in Kenosha, and I took my piece of steel and a little bit of work done. You know, they didn't even charge me. They gave it to me for free.
Isn't that your magical price?
Oh, sure.
Hey,
You know,
how's?
I want to tell you.
You read the
audience
Kenosha
out there
News
that
this
if
morning?
Somebody,
Go ahead.
good morning. You know, if somebody does something for you, especially in Kenosha, and they do it as a favor, take a nice cheese basket to them and say thank you.
Oh, that's. I agree.
that's very kind.
That's very kind of you. Have you ever done that?
Oh, sure. A nice cheese basket always does the trick.
I see that.
Yep.
That's what I say.
Is there sausage in there too? Maybe some blood
You know,
sausage.
Muhammad Ali was once in Kenosha.
You did what?
Muhammad Ali, a professional boxer.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was here. He was a good Frank Mazzarelli from
And George Pollard.
George Pollard.
Yeah,
Took him for lunch at Radigan's. They told me all about it.
Yeah, somebody slapped Muhammad Ali in 1989 in Kenosha.
They did. Are they still living?
Yeah.
Well,
At least that's what the microfilm says. A professional boxer. I don't watch sports. See.
oh, so you don't have a jockstrap of your own?
Excuse me?
You don't have an athletic supporter of your own?
He wears it on the outside. He used to be a
Yeah.
flagpole carrier.
Drum and Bugle Corps.
Hey, speaking of that, did you happen to hear the pipes and drums over last weekend? The Kenosha area pipes and drums?
No, too busy.
Oh, well, I heard them at the boathouse, and if you haven't heard this group, I tell you, they put on a fantastic show. And when they play Amazing Grace, if you don't tear up, you don't have a heart or anything in your body. You okay there, Bubba?
Yeah.
Choking up, are you?
If I only had
Butter.
a brain. Okay.
The lima beans, the salad bar here.
Okay.
Do they have a salad bar at the boathouse?
No.
No.
I guess. Bubba, are you okay? What's that hacking cough?
Yeah.
I think that's his dog.
Cottage cheese.
All right, Bubba.
Chicken noodle soup.
You keep up the good work in the community, and I hope you catch some of these murderers back in from 1930. You haven't solved any of those cases.
No, those cases have now been closed.
Oh,
From
Had a
930.
tip line,
thanks
but
to your
the boat was
diligence.
up.
What?
My tip line, it got out of control.
Oh,
Of people giving me leads to certain places in Kenosha that had nothing to do with these cases. See,
hey, tell that snot-nosed little kid to be quiet in the background.
Is it a tip line you use in ice fishing?
Yeah.
well, I'm at the children's salad bar. It's the only one that's open right now.
Okay.
Got little bowls.
You put
there.
your Burger King hat on, and
Wait.
and then are you going to get in the big bouncy thing, the jump around with the kids?
Speaking of Burger King, they used to have a veggie burger.
Yeah.
That was my favorite burger.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
sitting
Burger
next
with
to a veggie burger.
vegetables in it. Vegetable burger.
Okay. Hey, Bubba, I got to move along here, but I appreciate your calling, and I'll don't forget April 6th if you can make it. I'll
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'll send you another email for sure.
Now, let's see here. Have that microfilm ready for me, see.
Okay. I'll
Bring your leisure suit.
bring your leisure suit. Yeah. And your pipes and
Will
drums.
do. Adios now.
Okay. I got to go, Bubba.
He's
Oh,
going.
he's gone.
He's got
Well, he was kind of wound up this morning.
salad
Is that
bar.
a siren?
Yes.
They're coming to take you away.
Ha ha!
we gotta wrap it-
To the
what does this
funny
mean,
farm,
wrap it up?
Where life is beautiful all the time, and all happy to see those night-sing men in their clean
I hope
white
JP's not listening to this because then they start hacking down his wall over there with that big axe.
Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
Okay.
Water dripping
Squirrel.
off the spout. I don't care. Let it all hang out.
I better read this promotion thing here. Kenosha County
might as well.
Act, and I thought I had forgotten our trivia questions, but we're going to get to those after 11 o'clock. But the good news is I found them. I found some great trivia
You've got
questions.
great quiz. Okay.
So we're about who's on the weather. Pete?
Pete.
I don't know what weather radar he's looking at, but he's calling for rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
supposed to be rainy.
Sunday, a mixture.
Like you rain
Hey.
us.
Here's my suggestion. This is a programming genius on my part.
Oh,
To take us to the weather,
uh-huh.
hit it, boys. Flintstones.
Oh,
Hit it.
Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone Age family.
The Swedish American Club is getting ready.
It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know. There's no other word to describe the show, so that's what I'm telling you so. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know.
Once again, a very good morning to everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the March 23rd edition of the award-winning Kenosha Today Weekly Report. And I'm wondering if Gunga's going to start charging residuals, royalties on
Royalties,
that song.
I don't think he's copyrighted it. You got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, we should send it to a copyright. Coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, spreading the love on the red-hot airways of WLIP to over 1.4 million people residing in the Kenosha Today Nation. Again, we invite you to join the thousands, and I mean literally thousands of fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. And we are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. In the House of Cheer this morning, Elmo the Fixer joins the Encounter Group. And he said it looks like his what you call it's been a little.
My rod was drooping before, but okay, so it's been fixed. So
That's why we call you the Fixer. We got a phone call there, big boy.
styrofoam cup.
fixed by a styrofoam cup.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, Gunga.
Gunga, my man.
Good morning.
Have you been in New York, Gunga?
Have I ever been to New York? Certainly not. I would not go to that hellhole.
Well, they found a sheep tied to a tree in Central Park, so I thought you might be out there. So okay.
No, that could be, again, that could be one of my many cousins.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, they are into sheep violation and goat violations. I'm not that way.
How about
I
cows?
treat my sheep and cows with much respect.
Oh, yeah, give a cow a real. Hey, the question is, this show that
I have a question for you, too. So go ahead.
no, well, all right, I'll go real quick.
Sounds about right.
This, what? What do you say?
No, I'm going to go
That's
first.
your love
Okay.
advisor.
No. Now I lost my train of thought, you guys.
Use a rubber band.
Okay. You don't have this crappiest show on the radio song that you wrote. You don't have that copyrighted, do you?
Certainly not, but you owe me, every time you play it, you owe me 1 penny and a half.
In a half, huh?
A half-pence.
A half pence.
That too.
Okay, what's your question?
My question is to stump the chump.
Okay, go ahead. We'll start it. You have a question?
What is Pakistan's national pastime?
Oh, boy, Ganga, here we go.
I thought we already covered that with the sheep.
No. You know, America is baseball. What is Pakistan?
Well, does it involve drinking, a lot of drinking and women?
No.
Well, then, how can anything less be a national pastime? You got a boring life over in Pakistan if it
I
doesn't
would
involve
say-
women and drinking.
Oh, you don't know how.
Cricket.
With the answer,
Cricket.
you don't know how boring.
You don't know what?
You don't know how boring it is
Okay, well, I guess you.
and lonely.
This is where the drinking and the women come in.
Certainly.
Give me a
When
Give us a hint.
obtain them.
give us a hint. Does it involve a sticky wicket?
Jeez, no.
That would be no.
Okay.
How about dried cow pie flinging?
Yeah. How about camel pie instead of cow pies?
Dried camel
Dried camel dong. You know.
flinging.
Not
singing.
even close.
Okay. Well, I guess we've exhausted all our intellectual guesses.
Okay. You mean you?
Does it have
you
innings
to
or
answer for me.
checkers?
Go ahead. What'd you say?
It's pocket pool. Yes,
That's
it is pocket pool.
I would.
And I would like. I was wondering. Also, they have naked pocket pool, which I was wondering
How
if
can you
you'd
do
like to
pocket pool
participate in.
naked?
What? What?
Let me explain.
Okay.
Well, first you take your pants off, then you take your underwear off. Now, do you have 2 testicles,
The last I checked.
Mr. Barter?
Yes.
Yeah, the
You have
button
them
Wayne.
left. Okay. After you're divorced, you still have 2 testicles left?
Well, it was community property. I thought I had to give one back.
Well, certainly. Well, here, let me explain. You get a ping pong paddle. So I'm assuming your testicles. I'm almost 60. My testicles hang just above the kneecap. Yours are probably just a little bit below.
That's why you're wearing a turban, I'm sure.
Correct.
Okay.
So what you do is we each get a ping pong paddle, and then we smack each other.
Oh, this is
Right
sounds
in the
uncomfortable.
testicles, and the
Yeah,
first one to
no.
faint
well.
loses.
You know what? You're not too far off because that does sound like a lot like anybody's divorce. That's what the judge.
kid.
That's what the judge and the defense lawyer does. They,
Wayne's got the
Yes.
clipboard out. All right.
Yes, are you taking notes?
well,
Not quite.
Not quite.
Yes, well, Numnuts Patel is our national champion.
Okay.
The man has no feeling between his legs. Thus, he can enjoy the most harsh paddling.
Ganga, I think we've pushed this envelope right to the edge and the brink of not disaster because you're.
So what are you hanging up on me?
Well, I'm not hanging up on you, but you better switch the topic a little bit.
Oh, we need
think,
to well, would you like to talk about?
Oh, here's the gentleman from the
or something
FCC.
like
They're
that?
right outside the door.
Hey,
Okay,
here's
okay.
here's a trivia question.
Oh, is Mr. Moneypenny there?
Okay. All right. Do we have another legitimate call here?
Yeah.
Not that you weren't legitimate, but
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was legitimate, but
Yeah.
evidently not.
well, coming
So
from
I-
with that, okay.
So I guess I'm not going to get called for the April 6th show.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we'll have to have a. You'll have to come to a production meeting. We might have to
Yes.
get some
Discuss.
understandings and discussion. All right, Gunga, I got to go.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
How can we top that? Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, gentlemen. Can you hear me okay?
Who is this?
It's Anthony
Anthony.
Kennedy.
Oh, Anthony. Where are you?
He's at a party on speakerphone.
Calling from North Chicago. Just when I think this show can't sink any lower, you guys blow off the sub bass and keep digging lower and lower.
Reaching new heights of crapulosity. That's
I mean, come on, Gunga, and that last bit. Come on, guys. That was not good.
He's out of control. But what can I do?
And I'm gonna call butterscotch on that. I don't believe they do that in Pakistan.
So, Anthony, how much we got to?
National pastime is cricket. Not
cricket. I said
right?
cricket.
So
I've never been to Pakistan, but I'm going to go with cricket.
Oh, I'd love to see you on
I said.
Here's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see you in lime green stretch pants with a turban on a camel,
Fetish for that.
loping across
but
Anthony
no shirt.
Kennedy Drive downtown Baghdad. Yeah.
Mr. Barter, this is the 21st century. You can live your best life. I know you have fantasies about me because you said things about you want to see me on the ice, you want to see me in the lake, you want to see all these things. Mr. Barter, just live your best life. It's okay.
Hey, did you
It's okay.
Anthony? Did you get the flowers I sent you?
No, I did not.
So, Anthony,
You don't send me flowers
Anymore.
So, Anthony, speaking of sending you stuff, how much is it going to cost us for you to get to vote for Cy? What kind of bribe are you going to take? So,
Wait, what are you bribing me for? We should really
No,
do this
we should.
second district alderman. Come on, what the heck?
Yeah,
it's our man.
I know, but I don't want.
We got $4.53 in the campaign fund, so that's about as high as we can go.
Well, that's not even going to cover one liquid libation at your production meeting. So we got to get that thing a little higher.
Okay. Well, okay.
But again, if we're going to talk about bribes, you really should do it off the air, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was getting at, but my colleague here decided to be cute and coming on the heels of Gunga, I just let him go with it because thought we'd right the ship here, but the ship is kind of sinking.
It's listing to port.
We're into Titanic. We're into Titanic territory right here.
And we're not all going to fit on that door.
On the lifeboat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, just because Scott lives at the boathouse doesn't mean he's a resident of the 2nd District.
I'm not. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just making an announcement because we are the key to local news here. You know that.
That's the
Oh,
mail.
I thought you were going to put in because of how much time you spend at the boathouse. I thought that's what you were going
Oh,
for.
big deal. So I get my mail and all my bills and my
yeah,
car
that's got
payments
a
and
mail
house payments. Big
forwarding
deal.
service.
There you go, nitpicking. You're not going to ask me that.
That probably is your official residence, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what? You would love for me to do just that, just so I can lose and I can be referred to as a 3-time loser.
But
Wouldn't you?
only a first-time automatic loser, though.
Yeah, well,
It's true.
that's a good point. So
And isn't there precedence that he doesn't actually have to live in the 2nd District in order to...
the deal is that if I don't, I'd have 60 days to move there.
Right.
Yeah, you can run. Yeah, you could put in your consideration there, and then upon being appointed, then you'd have to move into the district. Which again, don't think it's all that hard for you to move into the boathouse.
Well, they do have those apartments upstairs, and now if I apply, I got till Wednesday to apply. You wouldn't be laughing out loud when I come there on April 2nd, would you?
No, I would not be laughing out loud. I would give you the same respect and consideration I'd give anyone else. I couldn't get that one out.
How about, hey, just to show you that my heart's in the right place, what if I brought you a double order of meatloaf and a double order of mashed potatoes and throw in a couple donuts or rolls for you? What
Then
do you
I
think?
would say, welcome aboard, Alderman Barter.
There you go.
Are they glazed donuts?
No, there'd be rolls.
Dinner rolls.
Well, Anthony, thanks for continuing
I'll tell you what, Alderman Barter, there would be some very interesting meetings, especially if you go to the boathouse before the meetings. Oh, man, you can really liven things up.
Just wait a minute. I got a question. if the aldermen pay it like $6,000 a year. If I get elected, can I get my $6,000 resign on April 3rd?
No, we pay you per week. You don't get it all up front, so you have to.
Well, the boathouse lets me accumulate a bar tab. What's wrong? What's this deal?
Hey, Matzer probably wants you to be elected so you can pay off your bar tab.
Well, if I leave the boathouse,
There's a bribe.
if I end up leaving the boathouse, they're going to be a non-profit organization pretty quickly. All right.
No,
Hey, I almost got one more question to ask you.
no, I can't. You put me off so long I don't
Oh, no,
remember. Okay, now I forgot. What the
Okay.
heck, sir?
Well, Anthony, thanks for.
Downtown, Alderman, Scott Barter, Boathouse. Do they help me?
Oh, that's it. So, Anthony, how is residency computed? So, if in terms of hours, if Scott spends more time in the second district than he does at his house, isn't he officially a resident down there?
I don't know if you guys remember this, but about 6 years ago, there was maybe a little bit longer here in Lake County. There was a Lake County supervisor for North Chicago who had a girlfriend in Waukegan, and they were trying to make a point that he was spending more time at the girlfriend's house than he was in the district, even though it was still his official residence, even though he didn't give up his residence or anything. But they were trying to make that point that he was actually spending time with pitching Lou.
Well,
he was
good for him.
Lou.
But you know, Anthony, he is a politician from Lake County. What would you expect?
Well, man, that's true too. They don't have the same high standards that we have in Kenosha.
You know what? I heard the story. Yeah, right. There you go, Anthony. Oh, boy, you talk about comedy. There's an opportunity for comedy right there. Yeah, standards.
You need some glue. Can I give you a cigar?
Some glue?
Well, you're bringing, the Kenosha Today Titanic ship was sinking until you called us, and now it looks like we're righting the ship here now. We're getting a lot of credibility.
That's what we're calling it, righting the ship.
Righting the ship. All right, Anthony.
I hope you guys have a great day, man. Enjoy this first beautiful day of spring.
You don't mean
first
that.
beautiful Saturday of spring.
Anthony, you don't mean one word of that, do you?
I wish you no ill, Scott Barter. I wish you no ill.
All right. All right.
So
Thanks.
wonderful day today.
Thanks for the call.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
See you, Anthony.
Boy, that was kind of a volatile exchange of ideas.
Now, boys and girls.
Yeah, now, boys and girls. Why don't you do...
now that we're trying to bribe city officials, let's move on with the show.
Hey,
that was probably a bad use of the word bribe.
Yeah, $4.13 from Elmo, and you're going to bring him 53. Sorry,
I was throwing quarters at him last week.
Yeah.
So
and then you're talking about a double order of mashed potatoes, a double order of meatloaf.
Well, that's more reality than the $5.35. Anthony, he would take the double order meatloaf. I've seen him on Restaurant Week.
Oh, I know.
With a double order of meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and all the fixings.
I know, you beat that like a dead horse.
Well, he called me.
It was 2 years ago he did that.
I thought he ate the dead horse, but
jeez, to the Union Park Tavern.
What? No, we wait till after the thing. Okay,
don't you want to do it now?
I can do it. Union Park.
Local news and word reached me over the wire services that Elmo had a little problem with a chair last night, and
I fall down.
I fell down and went boom.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
And he fell down a chair here one morning about a year ago.
That was
double.
In both cases, it was the fault of the chair. It was not mine. So
okay. Well, anyway, we're coming up after the 11:30 break. Our weekly editorial segment, High Five Zingers and Doofuses, and we're going to let anybody call in 262-694-1050, and don't let that last exchange between Gunga and us and Anthony Kennedy weigh into a High Five Zingers or Doofus, unless you want to give us A in comedy.
Oh, yeah. Big A in comedy.
I can't imagine anybody calling us and saying that was a doofus thing.
Sure.
Hey, let me ask you this, Mr. Producer.
Sure.
How close were we when we were talking to Gunga to being blipping out some of
he was
stuff?
looking
at. You were looking at this.
I was.
Well, you know what I noticed? He was like on page 37 of the clipboard, and none of them have been us. So he's looking for the next spot.
I was double checking, making sure.
All right. No one in the first half hour, has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And if you should happen to mention it, we're going to send you out a $20 Boathouse gift card. And again, unfortunately, the show is being recorded, right, Wacky Wayne?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, recorded.
Our main purpose is so that the people can relive the magic tomorrow morning at noon right here. And the secondary thing is, there's two more. So you can flip out any words.
Yes.
And, of course, then there's always the litigation possibility.
The likelihood, yes.
Likelihood. After the 11 o'clock break, top 10 ways to make Kenosha more exciting. You know, Kenosha is a very nice... Oh, shoot. You know, we didn't even play City in Jeopardy yet.
Duh.
You're correct.
Oh, man, we got to get in. Hey, now, boys
What do
and
you
girls...
think I've been yelling at you for? What the heck? Time to get out.
It's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WIP within the last 60 days. Hey, kill the band, Spider. We will now clear the phone lines, and I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question, and you will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. After that, you will hear and the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha. Open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials to include reduced prices during the happy hour, Monday through Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m., and enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Sunday brunch, serving from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Also, if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce 262-654-9922, or you can find them on theboathousekenosha.com. Okay, here's the very sophisticated question. How do you know it's springtime here in Kenosha? How do you know it's springtime here in Kenosha? A, wait a minute. Crack dens starting to take down their storm windows. B, tourists are allowed to take a leak off the 50th Street Bridge. Or C, the first robin of spring is spotted dipping his worm on Ring Road. First caller, 262-694-1050. How do you know it's springtime here in Kenosha? A, crack dens starting to take down their storm windows. B, tourists are allowed to take a leak off the 50th Street Bridge. Or C, the first robin of spring is spotted dipping his worm on
They take the tarp off the streetcar.
See? We have a caller there, Wacky Wayne. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good. Who's this?
This is Rose.
Rose, okay.
Rose.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Rose, here's the deal. How do you know it's springtime here in Kenosha? A, crack dens starting to take down their storm windows. B, tourists are allowed to take a leak off the 50th Street Bridge. Or C, the first robin of spring is spotted dipping his worm on Ring Road.
A.
Crack dens starting to take down their storm windows. How do you know that? Do you go to crack dens?
Do I go where?
Do you go to crack dens?
I don't know what that is.
You just answered the question. You know, crack dens were these characters.
Did you say we opening the windows, right?
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay.
A
crack den is starting to take down their storm windows. Crack den meaning it's a drug house.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand that.
But that was your guess then, right?
Well, I thought you said window.
Storm windows.
Right. I thought you said storm window, but I didn't. I didn't understand the crack.
Here's my next question. Are you blonde?
No.
Boy, it's coming across the airwaves. All right.
No, really. When I called, I didn't understand the first thing. I thought you said a window.
That's why you chose it, correct?
Right.
You didn't understand it, so that's very good.
Well, okay. So you weren't that bright, and you guessed, and you won.
Do you know anything about changing garage door codes?
Oh, jeez.
No, but I know somebody who does.
So do I. Okay, we'll get back to you. Okay,
Anyway, now that I have you on the line, are you guys like the new name for? Is there a new name for a street by downtown
I got
or
it
something,
right
or
here.
by the lake?
Yeah, you know where the Burger King, not the Burger King, Columbus.
Burger King.
Burger King statue is.
The Chris Columbus statue.
You know what? People actually listen to your radio because I was stopped at somewhere and they said, "Oh, were you on the radio?" Even though I didn't even say my name last time, they recognized my voice because I have an accent.
So you're Italian.
That's very
right?
true.
You're Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Do I have an accent for real?
Yeah.
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 I don't think so. I don't hear it.
Oh, you're talking.
No, but I'm
okay.
Even when it's recorded, I don't hear it.
Okay.
Everybody in Wisconsin has an accent.
All right. Here's the deal. You know where not the Burger King statue, but the Chris Columbus statue.
Columbus Over
that
there? Is that what
statue.
you
Yeah,
say?
The
yeah.
statue.
You know where the museum at? There's a Columbus.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's that little road that runs where the trolley kind of runs around it. It was only just like the circle. Mm-hmm. Well,
okay.
that was called Ring Road, and so
Oh, I never knew that.
They had. Well, I don't think anybody knew it, nor did they care. But they.
All right, you guys, be nice.
Well,
You
this
still didn't do the dating game. You promised me you were going to do a dating game on the radio.
I sent you.
I was already on the
wait a minute.
dating game.
I sent you an email and you backed out.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, that's because I work every other Saturday. And this is...
All right, so okay. With these guys.
So anyway, how do you like the name then? I mean, is that good?
Well, I think we've already done enough. I love the Italian people, but we have many more. We have German people. Of course, we have Wolfenbuttle Park. But I don't know this.
Why couldn't we name it Hitler Drive?
Oh, jeez, Elmo. He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that. Oh, God.
How do you know I'm Italian, though?
Well, I think I know what your last name is, and it was a guess, just like you won the
No, don't say it on the air, please. They already recognize me. I even said my name.
Well,
Last
worry.
time I said I was not, and they recognized me. I don't care, really.
Okay. Well,
I'm not doing nothing bad.
we're only gonna we won't give your phone number out 555-55213 till later in the second hour. Anyway,
So you guys have a good show. It's fun. I was house cleaning, spring cleaning, whatever, and I thought, let's turn WIP on and listen to those guys.
Those morons.
You didn't say idiots or morons, did you?
No, never.
Do you want to hear
I
my?
not see you on the TV or anything. I looked on YouTube. I didn't see you guys.
It's on YouTube.
It's on
whatever
YouTube,
shows. You have to go to YouTube.
And Kenosha Today radio show.
Yeah.
You'll find
Yeah,
them
I
all.
did, but it was like 4 years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, not lately.
No, they're current.
Oh no, we didn't do it 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, it was only like 3 years. Okay.
Excuse me. Well, I'm going to get Spectrum pretty soon, and then I get to see you guys. Right now, I have AT&T, and it does not have the local channels.
Well, that's a lot of good money well spent to listen to us. Well, since you have no interest, Rose, in hearing
You guys have a nice spring day.
Yes, we're gonna try. You gotta
wait a minute. Since
Are you guys going to do house cleaning or what after this?
No, I just let it mount.
I'm going to the burlesque show, so that's
The what?
the burlesque show tonight at the Rhodey Opera House.
I am.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I don't do much of anything except clean house. My own house, by the way.
You must have a
Stay
big
home
house.
and go to work. That's all. Homebody.
You want to
That's
hear
great.
my explanation about this Ring Road or no?
Yeah, go ahead. It was ring, like a ring, R-I-N-G or
It was Ring,
W?
R-I-N-G, Road, and it's
Okay.
now Calabria Way.
Calabria Way. There's a song. It's called Calabria Mia. But you don't want me to sing it out, do you?
No, thank you. We'll try to quit.
Okay, you guys have a good
wait a minute.
afternoon.
Off the
You're
air.
here till,
Hang
till
on.
12, right?
Yes, but just wait. We have to get your last name and your address.
Don't you
Right
have
now,
that
not on the
information?
air.
Well, no,
Right.
Rose.
They already know me as it is. They stop in the
Rose,
store. And they
Rose,
say, "Oh, you on
Rose,
the radio?"
slow down and focus, will you, please? Focus now. Listen to what I'm saying. I know this is painful for you to listen to a man give you instructions, but please, here's how you're going to get your certificate. You're going to give Wacky Wayne off the...
Why is he laughing back there? What's
It's
going on back
difficult to
there?
listen to a man.
Well,
What is he doing?
she's having this problem here.
Who is that? Which one? Which one of
Elmo,
them is
okay,
it?
now, would you just be quiet for just a second, please?
Me or him?
Everybody. Okay, off the air.
Yes.
Nobody heard. Wacky Wayne's going to get your last name, your address, and your phone number. And then
Okay.
on Monday, I'm going to send you out the certificate.
And I have to use it with 30 days, right?
Exactly. And don't lose
I
it
know.
like you did the last one.
I know. I didn't lose it. I put it somewhere because I was gonna, and then
As opposed to losing it.
and it was 2 months ago. It was like before Christmas. Now we're spring.
Very good. Nothing gets past you, Rose.
It's a springtime.
Rose. not
Okay,
Rose.
we're done with the Rose segment here. It lasted 15 minutes.
You
Wait.
guys have a good afternoon.
Okay, but don't
I'm
go
gonna
off.
Go back
Thank
to
you.
cleaning.
Don't
You
hang
too.
up. Don't hang
Don't
up.
hang up.
Okay, ciao, ciao. Oh, okay, don't. Okay.
Wow.
Boy, I'm just...
You're sweating there. What the heck?
Jesus. I don't know.
Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
That woman can talk. Man, how would you...
How do you know she's Italian? Okay.
Well, she won back, I assume. Yeah. She just can't listen to a man. I mean, seriously. Well, how would you...
Have you ever met a woman that can?
No. I think we're going down the wrong road here, Elmo.
Captain Misogynist here. All right, there we go. So that's all right. Okay.
Boy, we are going down the wrong road here.
Uh-oh, you're checking the hate mail? Oh,
no.
Garage door.
All right, we got another hour of this stuff coming up here. I got to take a time out. And
we're only just getting started.
I got to go out in the hallway and towel down here a bit. Gunga gets me worked up, and Anthony Kennedy, and now Rose.
It's all that talk about sheep, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, my comment about the Burger King statue probably didn't go over real well.
No. He'll be getting shivved out in the parking lot. That's it. Okay.
Oh. So, Wacky Wayne, how we doing over on your side of the fence today?
Got a lot of reasons the Lord should be weeping.
Well, hey, this ain't my
Aren't
doing.
you glad your promotion's going to take effect in the near future? So that's you got that to look forward to.
Yeah, you are going to miss.
And we have nothing to look forward to.
Yeah.
So, okay.
We are just underachievers with no self-esteem.
Right. See, what's going to happen is they're never going to hire another person, so I'm going to be here for eternity. It'll be my penance.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's the definition of hell, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So, yep.
Well,
How much time?
we only screwed
Purgatory.
Screwed over about 3 or 4 people, but so we got a whole another hour to look forward to.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'll look for the...
Good morning, everybody. If you just joined us, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the March 23rd Pick-to-Click edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We are live and local and heading to the bottom of the harbor. Forget the wheels coming off, Wayne. We're taking on water.
Yeah.
I know how that works. That's how I can't fit in my size 14 dress anymore when I retain water.
Taking on a lot of water.
In the springtime, yeah.
Today's secret word is dredging. Okay.
It's not this. There's just some Saturdays that just, things just don't necessarily.
I told you we had a blank slate today.
Yeah.
It's anything. So.
Oh, so I should prepare. This is teaching me a lesson, right? Send me out in the hallway.
Next time, do more show prep. Yeah.
If you just joined us here in our Kenosha Today Encounter group, we are broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050, and it's WLIP.
As
in leak. Seems to be some misinterpretation of that on your radio dial, 262-694-1050. We are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. As you can tell, we are taking serious journalism to an all-time high. Don't go by what Anthony Kennedy, he's calling up to try to, he's upset because I make fun of those green stretch pants. When I sent him those flowers, I don't
know that you make fun of the green stretch pants so much as stare longingly at them.
That's
got
right.
a fixation.
Yeah.
You know
got a
what?
fascination
I
with
sent him this wonderful thing of flowers, and he probably is upset because the card read, "Rest in peace, Saul." Got him right off down where the hospital is there. We're spanning the globe reporting on national and state stories, local issues, and basically we are your go-to guys for all the news stories that are being reported.
Everything you need to know
everything
is right
you know,
here.
Everything you don't want to know or could care less. Also with us, every young snot-nosed little kid's role model, our video coordinator, the Buddy Love, is here looking as stylish as a...
I noticed you skipped over me.
Did I?
So.
Yeah.
Oh. Joining
Don't
us
worry.
this morning. So
Good
paybacks are up. And performing as both... I didn't introduce the Buddy Love. You're here, right?
Yeah.
That was last time you missed Buddy Love.
Oh.
What is Uncle Scotty going to botch up today? I put that on Facebook. So, okay.
Well,
Sure.
you got this smile on your face. You know who this is, don't you? Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, it's Irish Ruth. Do you?
Ron rips the headphones off.
I was already laughing before you even answered. Did you know that there is a organization in Evanston where you can get leftover flowers? It's called Act of Flowers, kind of a juxtaposition for an act of kindness. They're leftover flowers, and you can send them to somebody.
Anthony Kennedy. Wait a minute. Anthony Kennedy is a very good friend of mine, and I wouldn't send him leftovers. I'd steal them off of grave before I'd go get leftover flowers.
No, he was only interested in the leftover food.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something, sweetheart.
You're cutting in on our material here.
Listen, let me tell you.
Okay.
No. When Anthony Kennedy eats, there are no leftovers.
Oh, that's right. There aren't anything for anyone else. That's absolutely right. Okay. I have a complaint that the CSO, where the
They're on strike.
British Ukulele Orchestra was to perform Wednesday night, canceled it because the musicians went on strike.
My sister has season tickets, and she's actually coming to visit my parents today.
Well, let me
because
tell you,
they don't have tickets for the concert.
Let me tell you this. Irish, is it?
It could be.
Okay. Here's you said you had a complaint, but here on the Kenosha Today Show, Helen Waite is part of our complaint department.
She's
So
head
if
of
you
the
have a
complaint.
complaint, you go to Helen Waite.
Okay, I have no idea who she is, but I do have a suggestion.
Jesus.
If you two, I have hundreds of ideas for nonprofit organizations.
Well,
You two should form a non-for-profit organization because the CEOs make at least $250,000 a year.
We'll sign us
And
up,
the-
but the
and-
problem is, Allen Broadcasting is already a nonprofit organization. We can't get any more nonprofit.
And I have the secret word,
Okay. Then I got to move on. Go ahead. What is it?
Equinox. Oh, and I have a stump for
Incorrect.
chumps.
No, there's
Well,
no
okay,
way
can
Scott
I-
would be able to spell equinox. Come on.
Okay,
Okay,
go ahead.
can I-
What's your question?
I have a stump to chump.
Okay.
A 1959 song from a movie where there was a clandestine affair in a boathouse.
In a
Called
boathouse.
Uncle Scotty the early years.
That left you speechless, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we all know you weren't participating.
All right, what's the name of this song?
I can think of the movie. Is it
South Pacific.
Should I sing it?
No, I'm begging you.
Okay.
Just give me the name.
It is a summer place.
Summer Plates?
That's,
what
yeah,
And don't invite me.
do.
Oh boy.
No,
Okay,
that's
what do
not
I-
it either. You're off key.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
No,
you
I'm
go.
not.
That's-
Here's your homework
Bye.
assignment. Wait a minute. Don't leave. Because I want you to call our complaint Helen Waite. So you go to Helen Waite, okay?
No, I won't do it.
Well, she'll hang up on you, too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Boy, I got to tell you, when you got to start explaining them. You know, what's the...
I actually had the answer to that, but she didn't let me say it. So,
yeah, so we win. We win by default.
what other great movie is that theme song in? So,
What was the name of the song again?
there's a summer place. Do.
I don't know. Nor do I care. Hey,
No, that's when what's his name in Animal House is seducing Dean Wormer's wife and is in the room, isn't it?
could be.
Yes, yeah, that's okay. That's
And as performing, can I get back to this before I lose my train of thought?
that's been gone a long time. Okay.
It kills the brain cells, you know what I mean? You know, I wonder how many brain cells I've actually lost in the years I've hung around on the deck of the boathouse.
I don't think that's
It's
a
just not an open
quantifiable
question.
number. Yeah.
And also performing as both our engineer and our board operator, Wacky Wayne, embraces us with his presence this morning. And as always, my question to you every Saturday morning is, any reason the Lord should be weeping and you only got about 45 minutes left?
You sure? You sure? I don't think I can answer that in the time allotted, so we'll have to save it for another day.
And if the status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services, has not been successfully determined yet. And if you happen to get lucky and say this, we're going to send you a Boathouse $20 gift card. Normally, Captain Mike would call us with his message of hope and inspiration, or desperation. Captain is back in town.
That's what I'm told.
Fleeing the jurisdiction of Mexico.
Yes.
When Trump says help build the wall, he left. He said he showed Trump. He just walked across the border and came home and flew home. So anyway, we'll see if he calls. And now, boys and girls, written in our home office at Amen Corner on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, where gray hairs matter, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. The top 10 ways to make Kenosha more exciting. Number 10, nude streetcar drivers. Not trolley drivers, streetcars, say. Number 9, rename every street in town Baja Boulevard. Number 8, elect Cy Costabile, the alderman of the 2nd District. Well, you want to make this town exciting. There you go. That's a place to start. Number 7, here's a novel idea. Hold the 4th of July parade on the 4th of July. Number 6, Free salad bars at the bottom of every pothole. Number 5, replace the WIP studio with a low-income brothel. I like that one, too. Number 4. Here's eliminate all the meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green stretch pants from the 10th district. Who's the alderman of that district, by the way? Anybody?
I don't know.
Number 3, encourage parents of snot-nosed little kids to apply for $500,000 college scholarships. Number 2, all Uber drivers must wear blindfolds. And the number 1 way to make Kenosha exciting, extend the trolley to the adult bookstore.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Right on time. Getting better. My throat's getting a little dry here, so I'm a little parched. I had to take a little sip of that.
Sure.
And I'm sure this is a big concern to all our listeners.
They're hanging on your every word. Listening to you gulp is the highlight of their Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe that people call in and say, yeah, I listen to you guys every Saturday. But what are you doing? Oh, I'm cleaning the house. You know, I don't know about anybody else, but I thought you were supposed to only clean every other year. You know, when you dust and vacuum. I thought that was, I read that someplace in a gay decorating book. I think I read that.
Stop it.
I'm sure you're a little more tidy than that, Scott.
Well, everything's neat, but
as your dates have alluded to. So.
I am in a slump currently, Elmo.
Yeah, yep. 7-year slump.
Yeah, not by choice. All right, you guys done with all your snide comments now?
Oh, no, not at
all. We're going to play a little. Before I do that, let me recognize. Leave it in, Ron. KRS Painting Corporation, specializing in commercial, residential, both interior and exterior, also new construction painting and staining of all types, big or small. We paint it all with over 30 years of experience. For a free estimate, call 262-658-5029.
What kind of inappropriate things going on over there that you want Ronnie to leave it in?
Well, well, so much for righting the ship.
So much for that 7-year slump.
You can't see over that counter there with all those monitors on.
Thank goodness for small miracles. I'll have to catch the replay on Spectrum. Are they going to give that kind of a rating?
The do not watch list.
Do not watch list, yeah.
I can change garage codes, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you immediately after this. All right, we're going to play a new twist of Stump the Chumps called Stump the Chumps Back at You.
Okay.
262-694-1050. Here's the first trivia question. How many times has Uncle Scotty lost an election? Boy, look at the phone lines laid up there.
Maybe they don't want to come in.
It's a delay.
Maybe they don't want to
30 minutes.
Maybe they don't want to come and join us for.
Here's another question. How many clean pairs of boxer shorts does Captain Mike own? Cleaning meaning washed within the last 6 months. That's a trivia question.
That's clean?
Yeah. That's clean. How many pairs of clean boxer shorts does Captain Mike have? And the definition of clean meaning washed within the last 6 months. 3, what is Elmo's favorite recipe? I mean, that's a trivia question.
Sure.
Does Elmo know?
I know. Tater tot casserole.
Oh, yeah.
That's your favorite one of my recipes.
When he gets ready to announce what his favorite recipe is, you better get your clipboard over there. Because I feel now. What is the street value of all the pot in Shirley's garage? Ooh. What is the highest that Uncle Scotty's Boathouse bar tab ever got to? Boy,
that he paid or ran out on?
Well, that could take the higher of the two.
Okay, all right.
Where am I at here? Here's another one. What was the #1 hit song by Billy Goat and the Four Milkers?
Okay.
We think we did it here one time.
Yep.
Yeah. What was the biggest highlight of the Kenosha Today show in the last 23 years? Wow.
It goes off.
What's he say?
When they turn it off.
When they turn it off, yeah. According to Dr. Ruth and Dr. Bambi, what is the average number of times a married couple makes love in a year, whether they need it or not?
Right.
Here's another one. How many times has Gunga been arrested for solicitation? 2 more. Has Bubba ever once solved any murders in Kenosha? And the last trivia question, what is the #1 thing guys do during the week of March Madness? You're not going to believe when you hear this.
I know exactly what it is. Yep. Advertising all over the place. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one to see. We're going to challenge our listeners. If you want me to read them again, 2626. No, too bad. So we're waiting for Captain Mike to call in. Talk a little sports, kind of move the program along here. Not a good day for a good week for Wisconsin basketball. Marquette even got off the bus, and Wisconsin pretty much toast. But I think the top 4 seeds with Duke, Virginia, Gonzaga, and North Carolina. And I thought, who's the one with Duke? Yeah, it's going to be an interesting. But I like Gonzaga's just a little school, isn't it?
Yeah, they're not big. They're the size of Carthage.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bigger, maybe twice.
But they were 30-3 for a Division I school to end up going to the dance. I think that's...
well, they've been going to the dance for the past
couple of years. For a long time.
Years.
They won a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's right. See,
and it was not due to the efforts of my fraternity brother that sent his daughter there. He claimed that the only reason they won was because he had sent his daughter to go to school.
And what was her function there? She wasn't a student.
I don't even want to go there. Okay.
Well, the thing that piqued my interest was when you said your fraternity brother, so that could only mean
he's
which way he's going.
Though. Okay.
We got a caller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Call me back. That was a legitimate, right? Also, if
came up with a name and a number, yeah.
Okay. Anybody has a nickname, we're going to rename Studio A here pretty quick. As soon as we get some bona fide answers.
Sure, we'll try again.
We'll try again. Yeah. Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
That sounds like Bambi.
It is Bambi.
Dr. Bambi, you have a question, or are you going to...
Well, no, I wanted to answer the question about how many pairs of clean boxers.
Yeah, let me read that. How many clean pairs of boxer shorts does Captain Mike own?
Captain Mike have?
And clean meaning, the definition, washed within the last 6 months. Okay,
I would say none.
Are you saying this as a guess, or are you saying this as a, you know for sure, or you have firsthand knowledge?
Well, I would say it as not knowledge, but just knowing him.
So
it's a trick question.
Yeah.
He actually does not own any boxer shorts. He has the lime green thong thing going on. So that's...
How's that turn you on there, Doc?
Not really. Okay.
So are you appearing...
That would not really even be a good question to ask me. Well, no, that's... Okay, yes.
Are you appearing, making an appearance next weekend or next Saturday?
I need to get Rose on with me.
Oh, she doesn't even know. Can't you?
Well, you need Rose and you need me too. Okay, so.
Yeah, why don't we just put in Shirley and Irish Ruth and we'll just call it a career here.
Well, that would be a hot mess.
Yeah, hot mess would be.
Oh, boy.
Uncle Scotty, the elderly years. Well, if you want me to call her, well, I'll just give you her number. Here it is, 262-555-1351.
And help you.
I thought this was not directed at me, but more questions and help our male audience. Because
listen, you gave me permission to at least share some of your...
Wait, I never gave you permission for anything. And I suppose when I told old Rose here that she had problems listening to me as a man, that probably wasn't very helpful to this going down the hill quickly deal here.
Going down the drain.
Down the drain. So give me a sampling of like one of the questions. It shouldn't be geared to me because my life is such a bore. I mean, it's almost over. Thank you.
Scotty.
What? Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
This all goes back to grade school with you.
Grade school? Back in the playgrounds at Forest Park School?
You're the last kid picked for dodgeball.
Yeah, well.
He's wiping a tear from his eye now.
You're the last one picked.
So what does this have
pleasant memories here?
Okay, what does this have to do with men in general? Their dating habits or their marriage or relationships, in other words. What does that mean in the playgrounds of school?
I don't think you really have good dating habits.
I don't have any.
And this is what we've been working on for years with you.
Well, it ain't working.
Zero.
Back to the drawing board.
This time to start out. Go back to start.
This was. Should I go back to the 6th grade? You know, I already spent 3 years there.
It's like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see you at a conference, and I hope you're gonna. Don't gear this to me. You're not out to embarrass me, are you?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Oh yeah, right.
All right, Bandy.
I'm there to.
We're all just here to help.
Inspiration. This is all really good therapy. Everything we've talked about. I'd like all the women to call in to give suggestions.
Shoot the bastard, and I think that's already been taken.
And I understand all the male friends that you have all these really good suggestions.
Well, they're all married, except for Elmo here. I mean, what? You know, these guys all go home to their wives. Actually, I go home.
Oh, Captain isn't married. Bimbo isn't married. What the heck?
Yeah, but I generally go home before.
By yourself.
Well, that too, but I go home early, earlier than the married guys. You know, I go by myself. I come home by myself.
And you get to stay there by
myself.
yourself.
That's right. I do a lot of things by myself.
All right. Well, I'll
Eric
see you
Carmen,
at the
didn't he
meeting.
sing that song?
What, Bambi?
I will see you at the meeting.
Okay. Now, I hope you're bringing something to the table, and other than just trying to.
I hope you do too.
Okay, the line in the sand has been drawn,
Right.
Wacky Wayne. All right, well, she wins that one. Some of the other questions were, what was Elmo's favorite recipe? The street value
I
of...
can't say it on the air.
Oh. Well, what is the street value of all the pot in Shirley's garage? What was the highest that Uncle Scotty's Boathouse bar tab ever got? And where's the other one here? All right, who ripped off? Here it is. What was the #1 hit song by Billy Goat and the Four Milkers, which was a couple of years ago? It made all the charts. It was #1 in Pakistan, I think. You got a thing there for me?
No, I don't have anything for you.
Either one of those two things.
It might be a call, but not a thing. Okay.
Cheating on me.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Thing. Remember thing? Okay.
Who's this?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Jeff from Racine.
John from Racine.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Okay, Jeff. Go ahead.
Okay. A little bit behind you guys because I'm listening to you online, so there's, delay in there.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So anyway, did anybody get the secret word yet?
No, go ahead.
Nope.
Give it your
Spring?
No.
Incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Oh, okay. All right. So then another comment on your thing about making Kenosha more interesting.
More exciting,
More
yeah.
exciting, yeah.
Yeah, the 4th of July parade.
Yeah.
You realize you would be competing with the Racine's largest in Wisconsin parade.
Oh, now wait a minute, Jeff.
Why do we care about that?
You know what? This started.
You wouldn't get the bands.
Just a second.
You wouldn't get the bands.
Okay. All
There's
right.
an agreement between Racine and Kenosha that Kenosha does.
Yeah, but listen to me, Jeff.
We don't care.
We don't care.
Well, you should care.
Well, here's what happened.
If you want to make Racine or Kenosha more interesting, you guys are special.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But here's what happened. About 50 years ago, maybe not quite that long, 40 years ago, Racine and Kenosha, you are absolutely right, had an agreement. And so Kenosha moved theirs to the last Sunday in June, and Racine went...
Kenosha used to be Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend, yeah. Yep. So my thought is, why should we take a second fiddle to you guys in Racine? Why don't you take it and have yours the second
especially,
Sunday?
we're going to move it to the 4th of July and name Scott the Grand Marshal, and he's going to lead the whole damn parade naked. So...
You didn't hear that.
That'll be really exciting.
I agree, Jeff. You guys got a big long parade.
Yeah, we got the space for it. We got.
You have Main Street.
Main Street.
You have Main Street.
We've got 6th Avenue. We've got potholes that are bigger than anything you got up in Racine.
That's right. You can keep those potholes. Enjoy those. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Jeff, I appreciate your comments, and we're making a movement. To move the fourth. We are in the fourth.
We're a movement.
We're a movement, all right.
So now, you guys would be better for a first Friday than Racine's is, because I think you do
second Saturday.
Racine does first Friday. You guys do second Saturday.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
Okay.
All right.
You got a good downtown for it.
we're gonna call in an airstrike
Potholes.
on 6th Avenue. Potholes, yeah. All right, Jeff, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking these calls from these guys in Racine. This is Kenosha Today.
He's trying to.
Oh, yeah, you're on the line. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hey, Uncle Scotty, how are you doing?
Captain Mike.
Captain.
Yes, sir. At your service.
Hey, one of the Stump the Chumps question was how many clean pairs of boxer shorts does Captain Mike own? And the definition of clean meaning washed within the last 6 months. And Dr. Bambi called in and said none. You want to confirm or deny that?
Did you say clean?
Clean.
Clean, yeah, on boxers.
Laundered within the last 6 months.
6 months. You have any in your house?
Any unclaimed?
Mike, clean.
Clean.
Clean as in
Oh,
not
clean.
Laundered.
not
Laundered.
soiled.
Well, yeah, they're all clean on one side, and then next month.
You just turn them inside out, right?
You're right. Then the third month, I clean them all, and I start over again.
Attaboy. So Dr. Bambi's answer of 0 was incorrect.
That could be pretty close. Pretty close.
got-
I'm at the Rhode Opera House. I couldn't hear your show. I tried the earbuds on my telephone. My friend Linda's playing here, so she went on
All right.
breaks. I figured I'd call you. I couldn't hear nothing.
All right. Well,
I thought the show was supposed to be on Hope and Desperation.
yeah. You got any?
Hope and desperation.
Well, I noticed a song by Dire Straits called Telegraph. It's about hope and desperation. It says, first came the churches, then came the schools, then came the lawyers, then came the rules. Like the great Elmo says, now we're all doomed.
What do you win?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'll see you at the conference, and as always, thanks for bringing absolutely nothing to the table.
I'm consistent. Right? Okay, you guys.
All right, you guys. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Who's
There's
this?
Paul.
Happy Saturday.
Oh, Paul the troublemaker from Racine.
Why am I a troublemaker?
Well, that one gal from Illinois called in and said you were a troublemaker. Remember that exchange we had last
week? Well,
he
he
bailed out.
He defended himself. So okay.
Oh, you mean okay? I know who you're talking about. She called in earlier, right?
No, not today.
Not today. She hasn't called today. Nope.
Oh, okay.
She's
Okay.
intimidated.
Anyway,
She's intimidated by you.
you know,
The
yeah, right.
intimidator. Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Don't start.
You know, this whole debate about parades and 4th of July, and got me thinking that there's somebody who calls into the show has a rich knowledge of the history of Kenosha, and would probably be good to comment on the whole topic of the 4th of July parade in Kenosha and maybe in Racine, and shed some insight onto what that particular individual thinks.
And this person, if it's Bubba, if he's listening, he's got a vast knowledge of drum and bugle bands.
Right, and I know he called in earlier, but it's, you can never have a person you can never have a person on enough who has history and tradition and talks about the past. And I also understand he's got a really good voice, and he should maybe think about putting an album together or a CD, album in his case, vinyl, because of the history and whatnot, of some of the great hits of the 60s.
Well, Paul...
Would you love to hear him sing, like, Incense and Peppermint from the Strawberry Alarm Clock?
Paul, let me say something. Wait a minute. The wheels came off the show about 10 after 10, and we've been sinking like the Titanic, and I think your suggestion right there, that'll put us to the bottom of the harbor right now. I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, maybe what you need is for that wonderful alderman who calls in frequently,
Anthony
Kennedy, to call in and save the show. I'd love to hear from Anthony.
Well, he called this morning already.
I didn't hear him. I was listening for most of the show. I missed him. Well, he needs to call back and rescue the show.
Don't encourage these people, Paul. God. I only got 25 minutes left here.
He's got a lot of knowledge of, politics in Kenosha, and maybe he could shed some insight on the whole 4th of July parade and what his thoughts are.
Would you like a recipe on meatloaf and mashed potatoes? He's got a great recipe for that.
I'm sure he does.
Okay.
Now, Paul, you were talking about, since I was so rudely interrupted by Uncle Scotty, you were talking about making an album or something like that. I have the perfect word.
Bubba needs to make an album.
No, I think, because wasn't he writing a book? I think an audiobook is
he was writing the book, and then he lied and said he wasn't.
Right, audiobook is the perfect thing. So he can read the book aloud and record that. And
Wayne, yes, no.
I can't wait for the book to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear. I think it's going to be a fascinating.
You could listen to it in your car when you're driving along down in
exactly
some highway in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, Paul. Well, as always, thanks for your input.
Yes.
And we'll
do
see.
Appreciate the show, guys.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Oh, yeah, good work.
Yeah,
That's
right.
us. Yeah, right. Okay, Paul. Back to therapy.
I'm trying to be encouraging.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, Paul.
All right. Well, we're a little behind. And,
Yeah, we gotta take a break
here, and then we got to come back with two of them. So we'll be back in a couple minutes.
The city.
We started slow, and we've tapered down tremendously in the course of just about an hour and a half here. And the Kenosha Today Titanic is in the water, barely above water, and we have. Hey, what about this women and children first? Forget that. It's us, right? We get in the lifeboats first?
We're throwing them overboard.
Do you see any women or children here?
This could be a problem for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you just joined us, this is the March 23rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. The good news, we are still here broadcasting live, but the show is not quite over yet. To over 1.4 million people residing here in the Kenosha Today Nation. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, the ever-loving Elmo the Fixer Schneider.
Yes, I am.
And if anybody, according to the trivia,
You want another song? I have another.
not yet. I don't want to miss everybody here. From the galaxy far, far away, called Spider Dome, the Buddy Love, the camera dude is here.
Hi.
Oh, golly. Along with our engineer, board operator, Wacky Wayne Joe, just hanging on my every word. We are here each and every Saturday morning, at least until further notice.
Right.
Also, if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can relive the magic and listen to AM 1050 WLIP tomorrow at noon. And don't forget to join the Kenosha Today Nation. Like us on Facebook. And the status of the Secret Word Challenge to win a $20 Boathouse gift card from Barter's Financial Planning Services is still yet to be named.
I have a clue.
Oh, yes. Okay. What is your clue?
Robert Kraft can't spell.
All right. So I'm up there with Robert Kraft.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm right up there with the owner of the New England Patriots.
It's not necessarily bad company.
Yeah. He's not a bright guy, even though he owns the Patriots and he won 6 Super Bowls. Here's the problem, the way I see this. He paid $100 for 10 minutes, and on top of that, he got caught. That's not very bright to me.
Okay.
Do you have a phone call?
Yeah.
Save me. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
I've got one more announcement before the end of your program.
Before you go any further, Paul, I owe you one. Go ahead, Bubba.
You know, the holidays are coming up soon, and, well, I have not spoke on this matter in a while, but it's very close to my heart. Okay. These daggone wet wipes that are out there, these flushables, they're so-called flushables, make sure to spread the word and tell your listening audience out there, do not flush flushables down commode.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for that public
Thank you
service
for that announcement.
Borderline.
Keep a trash can next to the commode.
Okay.
If company or family are coming over that use these daggone wet wipes, throw them in the trash, not down the commode.
It's okay. Hey, Bubba. Is that another call?
Too much buttered corn.
Okay, Bubba. I got to take another call. As always, you've been helpful. Tips of the day. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to welcome Captain Mike back to the area.
Yeah.
Things are going to be looking up now.
Well, how so?
Oh, yeah.
I did want to say there's a convention coming to the Milwaukee area in the near future.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 2020.
And Governor Evers has announced a tax-free holiday for all the massage parlors in the Milwaukee area.
Go Tony! Go Tony! Go Tony!
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal, right?
Yeah. So the massage parlors, that's going to be very, very busy then.
Hey, guess what, Mr. Crow?
What's that?
You just said the secret word.
Oh, no. Captain Mike?
No, that's...
Massage!
Massage!
Oh, my goodness.
Except Scott spelled it wrong, so it was message.
Well, that's all right.
Oh.
Now, don't you feel just a little embarrassed?
Yeah.
One, you should be embarrassed that you won a prize on this dopey show, and two, you guessed the right word, massage.
Oh, okay.
But that goes to say a lot about a guy's character.
Every once in a while, we get a winner.
Yeah, we haven't paid out in a while, so I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Hey, off the air, Wacky Wayne's going to get your birthday name, and and your address. I have it someplace, but this will save me a lot of time, and I'll send you out a $20 Boathouse gift card.
Yes, Lord knows I want to save Scotty time, so.
Hey, that
rubs me the right way. I'll tell you that.
Don't worry, you come out to the boathouse, maybe Scotty will rub you the right way.
That's a
Oh,
massage.
God, no.
No happy endings here, though. Okay.
Let me ask your opinion. You're a man of the world. What do you think? The owner of the Patriots, who's won 6 times a Super Bowl, and he owns his own plane, goes to a massage parlor for $100 for 10 minutes. You think that's a good rate, or is that discounted?
He's kind of a cheapie.
Yeah. Well, it's the attorney's fees. Why didn't he pleaded not guilty, apparently.
I know.
I mean, they got him on.
I think they're going to let him. They're going to let him go.
Well, I don't think they want the publicity, but I think that your idea of having, I would take the credit for this tax-free massage parlor since you won the $20. Tell Tony Evers, the governor, to make up his own contest.
Okay.
He can bring in Nancy
Sounds
Pelosi
good.
and that crew. All right, off the air, he's going to get your stuff.
Hey, what about
Okay, thank you.
Studios buttered corn?
Oh, that was brought up. Buttered corn was brought up.
Was it?
Yeah,
We just had, we were still looking for a nickname for Studio A, and I don't think buttered corn.
Let's do it.
that was suggested.
I don't have it written down here.
Okay.
But that's maybe not the first time I might have made an error. When it comes to writing, I'm not a real good guy at that. Anyway, I want to thank the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. Oh, boy.
Anyway, Union Park Tavern, 4528th Avenue in Kenosha. Stop on down.
Hey, Rocky,
Best
watch me
fish.
fall
Wait.
down, man.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Whoa, he fell down.
You okay?
Hello?
Who was it? Is somebody there?
A lumberjack.
Maybe they're calling 911. They got the wrong number.
Way off.
Lumberjack and I.
All right.
Well, somebody got hurt trying to call.
Maybe. They were so committed to calling us, they didn't pay attention to the fact that they fell down the stairs.
That happens every once in a while.
On the plus side, they'll call back if it's important.
I saw. It must be important because they're calling back. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Your sponsor, the Boathouse. Can I go there for dinner?
Linner?
Yeah. Come on down.
Linner.
Linner.
I love a funeral luncheon.
Okay, Bubba.
But I also enjoy Linner. Are you familiar with Linner?
Sure.
Dinner?
Are you just slurring? Are you drinking this early in the morning?
Linner is between dinner
and lunch.
See.
Oh, okay. I lead a
Yeah.
sheltered life. I'm glad. Well, see, a lot of people didn't know that. Linner.
Is that like Dungeon?
Jesus. We gotta go.
What about
He did.
baseball? When's Harry calling in about baseball?
Yeah, Harry. Let's just take us all the way down and put the spike in the boat and we'll never get out of it.
Put on the cement shoes. That's we're just
we normally have boys and girls time for high fives, zingers, and doofuses, and we're letting the listeners call. I should have mentioned this 20 minutes ago. If you have somebody you want to recognize with a high five, or if you want to take somebody to task with a zinger, or this week's doofus award, give us a call 262-694-1050, and we'll listen to your opinions. I mean, versus mine.
You have opinions?
Not very bright ones, but anyway, we were going for the trivia question here and Stump the Chumps. And what's the street value of all the pot in Shirley's garage? What was the highest that Uncle Scotty's Boathouse bar tab ever got? That's been way overinflated. What's the number one hit song by Billy Goat and the Four Milkers? I think that was in 2014, I believe. And made all the charts. We didn't win a Grammy for that because they didn't have a category of songs that suck big time, so we weren't even nominated. What do you think, Wacky Wayne?
No.
What was the biggest highlight of the Kenosha Today Show in the last 23 years? And don't call me and say, when you finally go off the air. That's been used for 23 years.
We've been using it.
According to Dr. Ruth and Dr. Bambi, what's the average number of times a married couple makes love in a year, whether they need it or not? How many times has Gunga been arrested for solicitation?
Of what?
Well, we'll see. Giving candy to sheep.
No, sheep like candy.
Has Bubba ever once solved any murders in Kenosha County? And what is the number one thing guys do during the week of March Madness? I didn't know the answer, but
sports bars.
Nope. I'm gonna give you the answer in about 5 minutes, unless somebody calls.
Something Scott has had done.
Oh, plastic surgery
on my knee. 262-694-1050. No. Well, I'm going to tell you. This was a true story. The number one thing that guys do in the week of March Madness,
bags of peas,
have a vasectomy.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. They go have it on like Tuesday, and they milk this thing. Not to milk. Wrong.
Maybe wrong. Maybe
they escape for the whole week.
Right.
Yeah, they sit there and recover with a bag of frozen peas on their junk, and got to sit there and watch basketball for 2 days.
Better than watching Golden Hospital or whatever some of that stuff is.
Golden Hospital?
Well, what's the name of that?
General
Hospital. Thinking of the
Scotty acts like he doesn't know.
Golden Hospital. Yeah. Okay, all right. Okay.
Has Bubba ever once solved any murders in Kenosha? I don't think he has. He's reporting all these from 19.
Up today.
And he blames it on his tip line.
He prefers to leave them unsolved. That's the whole thing.
I'd like to hear this one.
He'd run out of material if they solved any of those. That's the problem. So, okay.
According to Dr. Ruth and Dr. Bambi, what's the average number of times a married couple makes love? I'd like to hear some firsthand experience of that. I mean, just curious.
Just curious.
I mean, it's
some firsthand experience. What are you watching videos?
Here we go. All right, that anchor is just about down to the harbor, and we're not going to get this thing out.
You're gonna be propositioning some people. Hey, send me a year's worth of videos.
Yeah.
Want firsthand knowledge? No.
Okay.
Okay, what does it say here? How many times has Uncle Scotty lost an election? Some may guess 2.
Mm-hmm.
Some may guess
8. Might be. It seems like it. When every time the Kenosha News does an article about me, it's got to be failed 2-time mayoral candidate.
Just remember, forging the future of Kenosha with Cy Costabile. Okay.
What did you say? An election, right? Okay.
Election.
Okay.
You knew what I said. You just are trying to take me down that path.
I'm sure he's trying to take you down.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So anyway, if you have a high five zinger and doofus, I don't know. You got any zingers, Elmo? I didn't see anybody that would deserve a high five that, at least I didn't this week.
We haven't had time to do research. You've been working.
No, I usually rely on the paper.
I know.
I don't have time to go to my microfiche.
Right.
My microfilm.
Your microfilm?
I'll do a zinger.
Yeah.
Okay, just a second. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today, I think.
Hello, Scott.
Dennis.
How is everybody?
Oh, very fine. Thank you for
counting
asking.
down the minutes. Thank you.
Did I hear you say that you had Dr. Irish Ruth on?
She's coming.
No, not Irish.
No. I'm having.
We have Dr. Bambi.
Dr. Bambi, and this was according to Dr. Ruth, not Irish Ruth.
Oh, okay.
Although, anyway, maybe you can answer this question. According to what they say in their books, what's the average number of times a married couple makes love in a year, whether you need it or not, Dennis? You got to think about this?
I would say...
You don't have this written down on your palm of your hand?
No, I use the palm of my hand. For
Yeah. Okay.
Those words all came off.
All right. Give me a number.
I'll say 20.
20? What color is the sky in your world?
I'm just taking a guess, knowing what today's facts are in the millennials that don't want to have any kids.
That doesn't mean they can't have sex.
Well, they're probably too lazy to do anything to prevent it.
Again, what color is the sky in your world, Dennis? Now, 20, but I'm doing some math in my head here. That's almost
20 a year?
That's almost 2 times a month.
I know. They're probably running around taking their wives shopping and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go. Bingo. All right, let me ask you this. So every time your wife drags your cute little butt out to a mall and you go shopping, how many times would that be a year? 20?
No, I wouldn't say 20. Probably, maybe
802.
10. Half of that, 10.
10. So you're getting screwed in this thing.
Or not.
Or not.
Wayne, I think that deserves a flush.
You think so?
Okay.
Luckily, I'm in control of the button, and I don't.
Yeah.